So today we're making a chicken stock, which we're going to use for 2 recipes, and today we're focusing on the molokhia. I'm going to be making a basic poached chicken, which I'm going to eventually use to make 2 dishes. I'm going to use half of it to make molokhia and the other half to make a chicken and frika soup. It's very easy to put together. You've got a few things. These are my must-haves to make a chicken soup stock, and it's really, really easy. So I like to use organic, free-range chicken. It just tastes better. I'm going to literally put it in breast side down. And I've got peppercorns, which just make a really nice flavor. Lots of bay leaf. I want the stock to sort of become like a nice browny green color by the time we finish with it. And then loads of cardamom. This also takes away any sort of smell from the chicken. Even though it's fresh, they always have something, a tiny bit of salt. Not too much, because you're going to want this to boil down a lot and reduce. So if you do too much, it becomes over salted. And then I leave the skins on the onions. They have lots of vitamins. A lot of people always ask me why I do that. Am I lazy? No, I just think that they're good for you. So I do put them in. And literally, that's it. And I put a tiny dash of cinnamon, but not too much, because I'm using it from molokhia, so I don't want to ruin the flavor. And then we can add more after for the frika soup, because I put nutmeg and cinnamon in the stock as well. And that's basically it. So we leave this on high heat to boil for about 1 hour and 30 minutes, and then we'll split it to make the 2 dishes. And that's it. Making vermicelli rice, which is going to be eaten with molokhia, and we're going to use the chicken stock that we prepared earlier and actually use some chicken pieces in it. This rice is my absolute favorite. It's one of my most delicious things that my mum makes. I actually eat this on its own with some yogurt and some salt and a bit of olive oil. So it's very, very easy to make. You need to get these vermicelli nests, get the oil into the pan. You need quite a little bit of it so it can toast properly. You just crush them with your hands. You can use as much or as little as you like. And then we're going to toss them around a little bit in the oil so they caramelize a little bit. You want them to go brown so you can see the difference of them when the rice goes in and they get cooked. So this is going to be 1 or 2 minutes. I'm using Egyptian rice, not basmati rice. This is just the way we prefer to eat it. It just soaks up all the liquids from anything stewy that you're going to have, and we're serving it with molokhia, so it just sort of coats and absorbs everything much better than basmati rice. But you can do whatever you like. We're going to serve this under the molokhia, and we're going to scatter it on top with some chicken and then a chili vinegar onion sauce. We're going to let this steam in the water for about 15 minutes, and then it's done. So we're going to add the rice. Now that the vermicelli is toasted, we're going to stir it in. And just to show you, you have to mix it together so it gets spread evenly. And now we add some salt. And then cover with about 1 inch of water. And then put it on a medium to low heat for about 12-15 minutes. And that's it. And trust me, it's so delicious. You'll make this with every dish that you make. Give it a little swirl so it doesn't stick to the bottom. Turn the heat down and set that aside for about 15 minutes, and we're done. Okay, so we've got the rice on, we've got the chicken here with the stock, which we're going to use half of it, and then we're going to put the molokhia in here. So molokhia is generally bought frozen in packets like this. I've just defrosted this. It's the minced molokhia, not the leaves that are whole. You can buy either or, but this is my preference. I'm gonna take this off, pour it in to here. Molokhia is so good for you. It's got so much fiber and iron, potassium, which is great for your health. Blood circulation, it helps with digestion. So it's definitely a green that you want to have on your menu. This is now going to go with some chicken stock. I'm just going to sieve the stock through and put it on a low heat. It will literally cook in about 5 minutes. So take a few ladles of the chicken stock. I use a sieve to block out any of the cardamom pods and onion skins. And that's literally all you want. We'll use some more chicken after. You don't want it too hot because it will just make the molokhia go brown. So you want to keep it fresh and green. Give it a little bit of a stir. Leave it on the slow heat for about 5 minutes. If it's fully frozen and you haven't defrosted it, you obviously want to cook it for a much longer period, but this is going to take 5 or 6 minutes. Take a little bit more stock. And this stock is full of flavor. You can add a little bit more salt, but we're going to crush some garlic and olive oil and then put this on top of that. So there's going to be so much flavor everywhere. And that's it. I'm going to leave this now for a few minutes and then we'll plate everything up once the rice is ready. The molokhia is ready, the rice is nearly done. We're just going to do some garlic with some sunflower oil to drizzle over and scatter into the molokhia, and also make a vinegar, onion, chili dressing, which is not traditionally Palestinian apparently, but seeing as my family were exiled from Palestine, they moved to Syria, and it's actually quite a Syrian tradition to have that. And each country makes their own version. We love garlic, so we put quite a lot of it in, but it's really up to you. So we want to finely chop this. I'm just actually going to put some oil in here just to get it hot. You want quite a lot of this because you want the oil to go into the molokhia. You want to try and get these sort of pink. Don't go too brown because they just taste burnt. Just keep watching it and keep stirring it, so don't leave it and walk off. So this is 2 garlic cloves. I'm just going to put it in here. It smells amazing. And you just want to stir it around. If you put too little oil, you're just going to catch the garlic and it just won't work very well. This is going to take about 30 seconds on a high heat. And before it turns, I'm literally just going to pour it into the molokhia and give it a little swirl. And just leave that on the side. And now for the last bit, I'm just going to make a onion, garlic, red vinegar sauce that we usually use in my house. It's quite traditionally Syrian, and it is a delicious addition to the dish. It just brings out all the flavors of the molokhia and the garlic that's already in there. So just finely chop some green chili and onion, but do try to make them quite small because you don't want to get like big clumps of onion and chili in your mouth. And just take off the top and base. And it's very, very simple to put together. Chop it as finely as possible and then go from the sides as well, so you get to make sure you have fine slices. And then just put that in here. And then just give it a stir and it's done. Molokhia is ready. You've got the garlic here, the rice. Yeah, it's definitely ready. And you can see how all the sharia, the vermicelli, has just mixed in with it, and it becomes so sticky and delicious, almost like cake. This is how we do it at home. People do it separately. My auntie loves to eat the molokhia on its own and then the rice on its own. I'm not sure how that works, but put a nice big spoonful of this. I like to keep the edges clear and makes it sort of like as if it's swimming. And then just pour some on top. And then I'm just going to get a spoon to drizzle this on top. And remember the chicken that we had cooked earlier? I'll take the leg. And you can just shred some chicken on, or serve a whole piece, whichever you prefer. And then add a little bit more of this on top. And that's it. It's molokhia.